Now I'm here in the kitchen with one of our favorite chefs, Master Chef David Baruthio. David, welcome back to the show.
Thank you. It's great to be back.
And you're doing so many things. You've got a restaurant in Switzerland. You've got a catering business in Iowa. Yeah. You're a busy
Very
guy.
busy.
Thanks for taking the time.
Absolutely. It's been a little challenging, with the traveling and all that, but somehow I made it back. So
yeah,
that's what
we
matters.
Appreciate that.
Yes.
And today we're going to be cooking with dill, and I know that you love to cook with fresh herbs, and you grow fresh herbs too.
I mean, we have the farm where we grow all our herbs, and actually dill is one of the ingredients that we cook with. And I like dill because it's got that freshness, but it's also got a Scandinavian kind of touch to it when you cook with it, like Norwegian, and I love those Nordic flavors. So today I'm going to do a spin on something more Hawaiian, using Nordic technique.
Ooh, that's going to be so much fun.
Yeah.
So now you grow your own,
Right.
So of course you can get the freshest herbs, and at a lot of farmers markets, everybody can. Why would you encourage people to buy fresh herbs as opposed to the ones that we could get on the shelf at the grocery store?
Well, first of all, the flavor is way better, and also, you're supporting hopefully local farming by doing that, like local producer versus if you buy something dried or processed, I mean, who knows where it's from,
Right.
And
And I often find myself surprised by a flavor that maybe I was used to as a child, having the thing from the grocery
Right.
store, and then I have the fresh thing, and I'm like, whoa, that's completely
exactly.
different.
And today, that kind of fashion comes back with fresh herbs garden. And I remember when I was a kid, my grandmother used to push the piece of salmon, overcooked, mediocre at best, with making a sauce out of dry dill. So it's just nice to kind of go the opposite way.
Yeah, absolutely. And there are just so many options for buying fresh now.
I agree. I mean, it's available everywhere.
Well, I'm excited. Shall
Me
we get
too.
cooking?
Let's go and cook.
All right. I'm so excited about this because dill is one of my favorite herbs. What are we going to make?
Salmon, and then we'll make a honey mustard dill vinaigrette.
Oh, that sounds amazing. All right, what are we going to do first?
So we're going to make our salsa.
Great.
So we're going to peel some cucumber, peel some mangoes. So I got some fresh mangoes.
Oh, nice.
And I like it because it's all the flavor, the colors, and it's very, very tropical.
Your mango is a little on the firm side. Does that make it a lot easier to manage?
Yeah, it makes it easier, and also the mango will be tastier. If they are too hard to cut and not firm, you don't want them overripe because then they oxidize, they lose a little bit their color. But like this, they're the best. They got a good flavor. So before I use it, I keep my mango outside the refrigerator. So it's way better, way tastier. So then we'll add a little bit of dill. So people like to chop their dill very thinly, but I don't want to chop it because I don't want to crush it. I want to keep the dill really, just pick at it. I want to keep it that it's not falling apart. It doesn't get mushed.
Mm-hmm. Just pulling off the little fronds.
Put it on, exactly. So it's prettier, and also then you don't crush the flavor. You don't, it doesn't oxidize also as quickly.
Mm-hmm. And dill, of course, can wilt really fast. So you've got
Yes.
it in water there. That's keeping
Correct.
it fresh.
Yes. Okay, voila.
Wonderful.
So now we'll take a little bit of lemon. So first I'm going to put a little bit of the lemon zest, just a touch, I cut my lemon in half, and we're going to put half of a juice. Touch of olive oil. A little salt. A little bit of pepper. And then we're just gonna mix it around a little bit. And we'll keep this in the refrigerator until we need it.
Perfect. All right, now you have Another recipe with dill.
Correct.
A simple vinaigrette, right?
A simple vinaigrette that will actually go with our dish.
Love it.
So we're going to use dill, fresh lemon, honey, mustard, salt, pepper, a little bit of white vinegar.
All right, I think you need a bowl
I
for
do.
that. Here you go.
So this really takes this is where the classic Scandinavian Nordic style cuisine is at. So we squeeze some lemon juice. All salt and a little pepper. We can always re-season it later. So I'll put the honey. Just not too much. You don't want to be too sweet on it, you know. And then we're going to chop up a little bit of dill. So this you want to extract the flavor, so you really want to, you know, kind of go very fine to it.
Every cut edge just gives you that burst of flavor, doesn't
Exactly. You squeeze it out, extract the flavor, and you crush it. I'm going to add some mustard to it. So the whole grain mustard is essential in that vinaigrette. That's what's going to be your binder, what's going to keep things together.
it? All right. And so much flavor in that as well.
Yep. And
Okay.
then
So
I'll
you're going
let
to
you-
add that slowly
Yep,
and
very slowly.
all right.
Perfect. It's getting the right consistency. Voila.
All right.
And then I'll finish up with a touch of vinegar. Voila. Yeah, look at that pretty color.
That looks fantastic.
A little bit of black pepper to it, not too much. So now that our vinaigrette is done, let's move on to the salmon. We're going to
Okay.
cook the salmon. So I got beautiful Atlantic salmon.
That is lovely.
Yes, it's been skinned, and I'm going to cut it very thin, like not too thick, in little goujonnettes. So I'm going to season it on both sides. And I'm going to just loosely add a little bit of dill to it. So we're going to put a little bit of oil in our pan. We really want to do a flash sear,
Okay.
that things get hot, you know, hot pan, both sides. And I like my seafood and my fish not overcooked, so I want to keep it a little bit pink in the middle because I think it's just more flavorful like this.
Nice.
So you see our salmon is nicely done on one side. So I'm just gonna flip it. It's a good, beautiful golden brown.
Oh,
we
yeah.
still have our dill here. And I love my seafood, like I said, not overcooked. So for me, this is like, I will literally now cut the heat on it, let it set for a minute,
Okay.
and then we can work on the plating. So for
Wonderful.
the plating, we got our salsa, we got our vinaigrette, and I'm gonna add a little bit of red sweet pepper,
All right.
just for the color, because I like a little bit of contrast and a little bit of heat. So those are not too spicy, you know, we don't want to put too much. So we'll start with the salsa in the bottom. One here, right? Then we'll put the vinaigrette that we made before. And I want to drizzle a little bit on it, but not too much. It's more about, you know, so if you don't want too much dressing, you don't do it. And it's right there. You see how the color are popping and the flavor.
Yes.
Then, of course, a little bit of the dill, just to finish up here and there. Voila. And here I put a little bit of just a couple salad leaves. And voila.
Oh, wonderful. I have forks. Let's try some of this.
You go ahead.
All right. I'm going to start with some of this salsa here.
The salmon is cooked perfectly.
Oh my goodness, that's so good. And with the vinaigrette, it just sets off the sweetness of the salsa. Everything blends together so beautifully. Oh, David, thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
So we've had that wonderful salmon dish, and now a cocktail.
Cocktail. I created a recipe. It's a gin fizz. I'm a big gin fan. I mean, I drink with moderation, obviously, but it goes very well. You know, you got that kind of slight anisette flavor on the back, but it's not totally quite that. And I'm gonna add cucumber for the freshness, a little bit of lime, gin, some of your favorite brand that you have, and then we're gonna mud this. A little bit of agave syrup, and we're gonna have a wonderful cocktail.
All right, and we've got agave syrup here, but you could use simple syrup instead.
Totally, you can use simple syrup. I could also use honey if you like to, if you want to be more like more earthy, I guess, more natural.
All right, wonderful. Well, let's put this together.
So very simple step. We're gonna start with the lime. We do need the lime juice on that. So everything in one shaker. So cucumber, you know, you peel it before, just a little bit. We're gonna save some for maybe for garnish.
Oh yeah, that would be nice.
This is a great, really great fresh drink. I mean, if you're a gin fan, and really if you don't like, if gin is not your type of booze, you can totally use vodka.
Plenty of dill.
Plenty of dill. The agave syrup. And then we're gonna muddle that.
Muddle it up. So you just want all those flavors to mix and mash, right?
Yes. See, it's nicely muddled. So now I'm gonna put some ice cube in there. You do need a few ice cubes, you know, to chill it. It's a drink that you want to have very fresh, very refreshing.
Very fresh, very cold.
And the gin.
All right.
And then shaking.
All right.
Voila. I mean, that's good.
All right.
It's pretty fresh color.
Nice. And you wanted to top that off with some sparkling water?
Yep, just a touch. Just to
give
get
it
a
fizz.
little bit of a fizz. And then I'll do just a little bit here on the side. Put a little bit of cucumber. Voila.
It just looks beautiful and it's so unique. Let's try that.
Santé.
Cheers. Oh, wow. That is wonderful. And that dill really comes
pops out
through.
at the end, right?
Yeah, it does. That's fantastic. Chef David, thank you so much.
Merci.